Good morning, / afternoon / evening. It's Nick here from Nick's News and Reviews, and you can see already we're looking at Toobin on the Commodore Amiga, published by Domark in 1990 and based on the arcade cabinet from 1988 by Atari. Now, I've already reviewed this on the ZX Spectrum, so I thought it was about time to see what it looks like with 16-bit technology. It's a lot more difficult, to tell you the truth. 1 and 2 players there, but we'll just be looking at 1 player here. You control either Biff or Jet, depending on how many players you select. Also come out on the Commodore 64, the Atari ST, Amstrad CPC, NES, Spectrum of course, and the Game Boy Color. But essentially you're some mad guy on an inner tube, going down some river. Here I am. Got to go through gates for extra points, got to avoid obstacles. You can pick up cans to fire at things. And you, well, if you crash into things you sink like that. Occasionally a crocodile or alligator turns up to ruin your chances of ever breathing again. But that's what tubing is all about. So, let's see. Now, on the Commodore Amiga it's a lot more difficult than the Spectrum, although the same fiddly control system remains. I don't think this is quite as good as the arcade version. Truth be said, although this is graphically better, I do prefer the Spectrum version only because it's a bit easier. But there's a bigger variety of things to kill you in this. They come thick and fast. And it's got quite cool music playing throughout as I get stuck up there. Boom. Yes, I might have one go at this, I might have 2. Let's see how we go. So there's some cans floating there which you can pick up if we had time. If we dawdle too much, the crocodile does turn up and tries to attack you. If you get to a certain point, the screen does subtly change, denoting a new area. You can end up on the rivers of Mars, apparently, but that's something I've never seen. Unfortunately, there's no cheats to this game that I know of. If there was, I'd type it in to see how, well, what the whole game looks like. So I'm just down to my own skills, and when I'm down to my own skills, we know there's going to be problems. Or manage to get over that. So when you're out of cans to fire, you've essentially got nothing left. A number of pickups to collect, which creates extra points or extra speed or something, but not that I'm going to collect many of them. How are we doing here? Another 500 points for us. Here comes the crocodile. Whoops. Yes, you get about 2 continues in this, so if you're hopeless, as I stun that man like me, then you can at least get a bit of a distance. But the gameplay is pretty much this. It doesn't vary too much, if at all. Those logs going across are trees that just happen to collapse the moment I get near them. Great music on this. I don't know why everyone's shooting at me here. Oh, I've got to get these. Yep, there we go. Boom, as my chap paddles. I don't know if this is Biff or Jet. Comment below if you know. But in the arcade game, if you didn't have it on 2 players, because essentially it's supposed to be a race. In the arcade game, I believe if you select 1 player, the computer goes up against you with a character called Flotsam. Oops, that worm thing just bopped me. Oh, I'm dying thick and fast here. Every 2 seconds to get through. So you need to get the timings. Look at that, that was very tricky. I think I've got over that thing. Come on, paddle. Come on, sir. Come on, or the crocodile's going to turn up. Bomb, bomb, bomb. Oh, a hippo there. That wasn't on the Spectrum version, and I just hit by a sniper. There's no hippos that I saw on the Spectrum, unless I wasn't being eagle-eyed enough. Ow. Game over. Well, that was pretty poor. I think that barely lasted about 3 and a bit minutes. So I think we'll have at least 1 more go on this, just to see if I can get to at least a different level or different terrain. So it's a fairly novel game, this one. I can't think of any others too much like this. Toobin, of course, the sport, if it can be called a sport, of going down rapids on an inner tube. I've never had, well actually I haven't had a go in a race, but I remember going to some water park somewhere in the States about 20 or so years ago and having a go. But there was no one shooting at me and no crocodiles there. I think it was against not home and safety, yes, Health and safety, that's the word I wanted, certainly. Now, I haven't seen this on the Game Boy Color. Have you played that? It's not on the Game Boy Advance, which I do own, but Toobin is not on that. But this fiddly control system with a very small screen would be ultra super tricky. Right, that's shot that thing out the way. If you shoot the right things, it creates letters that spell Toobin for bonus points, but I don't seem to be getting any of those. On the Spectrum, I seem to get them quite easily. Well, at least about 2 or 3 a go. Right, so I know what to expect here, so I should be doing a bit better. We go down that rapid. Whoops. Good animation as he paddles away. Uh-oh. Yeah, if you go up... Yeah, I'm doing worse than last time. When the crocodile's chasing you, if you go under one of those point banner things, it stops him in his tracks. Oh dear, this is hopeless. I think we hit yep, we hit a bit of water here. Dee. Haven't seen it on the Amstrad CPC either, or the Commodore 64. I've just seen it on the Spectrum and the Commodore Amiga. I haven't played it in the arcades, but I've seen it in the arcades. It's better than this. But this music is fantastic. Really adds something. Frustrating as it is in 2-player, it's a very fun game. Bum 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 bum. Right, let's just concentrate. Right, goodbye. Whoops, there we go. Let's stop that crocodile, which is lucky because I didn't go fully under there. From 1990, this one. How far did I get last time? Is this further than last time? I can't remember. I think it might be. Right. But if I get to a certain point, the water turns red. Which normally, if you're tubing, the water turns red, you think there's something a bit iffy going on. Maybe there's a shark in the water. Well, we'll see if we can get to that bit at least. Can't have too much further to go before I change into a different level. I don't know what river this is. Is it Colorado? Oh, yeah, goodbye, Crocky. That tree falls down. So lots of different music tracks in this. It's varied. They're all good pieces of music. Uh-oh. Goodbye. Yeah, this is further than I got last time. This seems like a different area. It's like green and grassy. Goodbye, hippo. If indeed that is a hippo. It might be the Loch Ness Monster on holiday. Oh. Let's use one of our credits. Why are people shooting at us here? Uh-oh. Oh no, this isn't looking good. Oh dear, I died before you can get to me in your face. Has anyone completed this game? It's very tricky. If I had unlimited credits, which I was trying to find the cheat for, I might have a bit of a chance. But there's no such cheat. If you know a cheat for this game, comment below. I think there's a cheat if you've got an action replay cartridge, which that was a clever bit of kit. Oh, here we go. It's gone red. Hooray! Which means a lot of deaths must have taken place in this water. I think this is about as far as I got on the Spectrum version. I remember crashing into one of these skulls. Oh, the music's got a bit spooky. But I've got one continue left. Good. Oh, I'm glad I got to this bit. Yes, this looks like hell. It's Hell's River. There's a arm there with a knife that got me. Oh dear. What are those things shooting at us? Oh! Is that it? No, I think I've got one life left. And the crocodile's right. That's unfair. I've only just got the new life and the crocodile's... Well, it's gone blue again. Game over. That was a bit unfair, that. I lost my life and the crocodile was still in pursuit. He should have just disappeared and given me some grace. But quite a good fun game, this one. On the Commodore Amiga, published by Domark in 1990. Hope you liked having a look at that one. Toobin, Toobin. Thanks for watching as always. Please remember to comment your thoughts below. Thanks again, and goodbye.
Goodbye.